A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird or Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
Hey, y'all. I wanna give you guys a little sample of something, man. Jap is live right now. Shout out to Minister Jap, one of my favorites. Love his channel. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite YouTubers. Jap is really his subject right now. He's talking about what's happened in New York hip hop and how it keeps taking L's with this, whatever this nigga name, Tanashi 69 or whatever his name is. And he in the gang and he Mexican and he got his hair dyed like a fucking rainbow, bunch of Kool-Aid colored dye in his head. I guess that's what it is. Looking like a damn, I don't know, like a damn transvestite. That's what he looks like. Like you can't tell if he a woman or a man, right? He rapping, he talking about shooting and killing, and he talking about he a blood, and as I'm listening to Jap, I'm kind of like torn, because I actually called in earlier when Jap was talking, and I was just talking about how hip hop is messed up, and you know, I grew up on Eric B. and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and 8Ball and MJG and Outkast, no real hip hop, you know. And a brother called up and he said, man, things aren't sacred. We started crossing boundaries. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? That really is interesting, because, I mean, what do we expect, people? I mean, let's be real. Do you think that, and I know this is going to be unpopular, but somebody got to say it, because I don't think nobody going to say this. I don't. And if it is, tag me on the person saying it. But I'm going to say this right here. I think when you get rid of morals, what do you expect? So get ready. I mean, when I say get rid of morals, I'm talking about people are dogging any person of faith as stupid and ignorant. Now we're being socially programmed through television to be able, social engineering, to be able to think a certain way. And it's taking effect. This generation we're getting the first generation of people that grew up everything on TV being gay. Going all the way back to I Love New York. These kids was 5 and 6 years old watching I Love New York with gay this and gay that. Every show on there was about being gay. We've been going now for about 12, 13 years now of just homosexual this, homosexual that. We've been going 12, 13 years. And not only that, we've been going even longer than that, or anyone that goes to church on television is depicted as stupid and they're depicted as a hypocrite, right? So you've taken any type of faith, any type of morals, anything has been taken out of the entertainment, education. And so now, and not only that, like let's even go back further than that, because hip hop, what Minister Jap is talking about on hip hop is really indicative of the culture as a whole. And what I'm saying is this, like when you take, for example, in the early 90s, you would never see two black women kissing on TV, ever. That was a no-no. Black women you never saw a lesbian black woman. Even Grace Jones was Grace Jones was by far the hardest looking black woman you can see. There was no doubt Grace Jones was heterosexual. Nobody ever thought that. We just thought she was kind of crazy and doing a lot of crazy stuff. But we never thought that, Grace Jones was homosexual. I can't name one from the early 90s, late 2000s that was gay. I can't name one lesbian. Or bulldagger, as we used to call them. We can't. And even if we thought Luther Vandross was gay, right? I don't know if he was or wasn't. Nobody really talked about it. We just like Luther Vandross's music, right? And if you look at Freddie Jackson, they said, now this came out later that they said Freddie Jackson was gay, but I'm starting to think about it. They said Johnny Gill was gay. But back then, I didn't know if he was or wasn't, and even to this day, we still don't know if none of these people I just named are gay. It's still like in the clouds, maybe, I don't know. Luther's a little, you know, but it is what it is, right? He did, I think he really did die from kidney problems. I think he really did have health problems. I don't think he died from AIDS and then like that. But the thing I'm trying to say is this, man, like, I think I expect this. Because the argument that a lot of guys are saying when they're calling Jap is nothing's sacred. Like they don't respect gangs. That is because he's saying, well, these guys are in gangs and there's a bunch of real niggas that died to build this, and now he's coming along and he's doing this and he's doing, and I'm saying to myself, well, let's look at what gangs are. Like, okay, when they first started these gangs, they were about neighborhood protection and, you know, keeping the community safe. You know, the vice lords were actually like a PAC, a political action group, I would say, a committee or whatever, not a literal PAC in Washington, but, you know, they were like a political group, and the Peace Stone Rangers and all, these were actual people that were actually out here trying to do good in their community, and it turned into nigga shit. It just did. Gangs turned into nigga shit early, like not late, early. And quite frankly, from the beginning, it was on some nigga shit too. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It was about being hard and proving that you were tough and being masculine. It was. And I know some people probably, no, gangs were good. Like, nah, look, man, I would say the Black Panthers were a good organization. I think that even they got corrupted in the end with a lot of people doing dumb shit. They just did, right? But they were good people, man. Like the Black Panthers, for the most part, because the Black Panthers but after that they broke them up, and quite frankly, now I'm starting to think maybe a lot of these gangs got destroyed through the government too. We don't know if that's true or not, because they have a COINTEL program. I don't know. I hadn't went and read all the declassification documents, but a lot of those gangs and stuff, a lot of those founders and stuff are still out here active in the streets, getting respect from a lot of people. So, but I honestly don't know as far as the gangs, but I'm gonna say this. I mean, let's be honest. Why should you hold a gang sacred? Like, if you were the guys that founded it, I can understand you might actually hold it sacred. I can get it. Because you probably, although there was some fuckery going on, you probably meant well when you first started a gang in the early 70s or whatever, right? So I'll give them that. I won't say that, right? But what I will say is, if you came in a gang in the 80s and 90s during the crack era, and now you 40 something years old, and you up here talking about these young kids they're not respecting the gang. He's wearing his flag in his wrong pocket, and man, somebody gonna have to teach this cat something because we built something. I'm like, this built what? The community's fucked up. The black community's fucked. I mean, maybe you guys built and look, I'm not trying to get into no street shit. I'm not, but I gotta tell the truth. Maybe gang members think that they built something, but quite frankly, if you built something, then that means it should be able to be passed down. Quite frankly, it can't be passed down, because when a young cat comes along, he's able to get a bunch of quote unquote bloods. I don't know if they real or fake, but he's able to get them to co-sign as a Mexican and call them niggas in their face in rhymes, and they loving it. This is what, and this nigga got rainbow hair like a damn clown, literally. That's where you are right now. That's what a gang is. And I'm sorry, like, I know what they'll say. Well, man, that ain't real California gang members. Well, let me say this right here. It don't take much to really, all you got to do is throw a couple of dollars. I'm going to give you a good case in point. Soulja Boy, when he went to the hood, Soulja Boy went and got a real nigga on his team. And so, what they call real nigga on his team. And so Soulja Boy was out there in the streets and doing a lot of stupid stuff and threatening people. And so I'm sorry, like, he should not be able to come from Atlanta, go out there to California and even be able to walk on the streets of LA and talk a certain way. But that's why am I saying this? I'm not talking about the guys today, but what I'm saying is the guys that joined in the 80s and 90s, that's up in their 40s talking about, man, these young cats ain't this, these young, well, I'm sorry, you didn't build shit. I'm just being real. I hate this. We didn't build shit with these gangs. I don't see any major Fortune 500 companies or even Fortune 1000 companies that are being mentioned, or even damn Fortune 1000, Fortune 10,000 shit. I don't see any big ass companies that are anything prosperous on a major level that has been built by gangs and thugs. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry, it's not gonna be sacred, people. If you don't want to have morals and you telling a young girl it's okay to be gay and a young boy it's okay to be gay on television and this and that, well then, I mean, I'm sorry, you're not speaking up. They're not in the community preaching against this type of stuff. We're scared. Show me where they've been out here saying that you can't be a homosexual. Because a lot of these guys are calling Jap complaining. I'm like, well, shit, where did you say you can't? If you telling me I can, let's look at, because we talked about NWA, right? Let's look at what NWA said. They said, to a kid looking up to me, life ain't nothing but bitches and money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? All the homies around just hanging. Some dope dealing. Some gang banging. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, before you know I had my gun pointed in the window. It's like this because of that hoop job. NWA is wanted for a homicide, whatever that shit is. So what you think? I mean, you talking about this shit in 87. I mean, that's what I was listening to. And I know when I was in school, niggas was stacking and throwing up gang signs, and they catch your ass with that starter jacket on and this blue, you gonna get slapped. They gonna take that bitch if it's red. So the other nigga gonna slap you and take it. If it's black, they gonna slap you and take it. If it's yellow, purple, it just got so complex. Now you can't wear shit. Now you can't even wear gray. You can't wear brown. It's so, I'm just saying, this shit is so broad and there's no structure to it. Like, if you're gonna start something, right? Like the Black Panthers had a set of plans and ideals that they followed, and they fought against negativity. A lot of guys in the gangs embrace negativity. That's just a fact of life. And, you know, quite frankly, that's what caused Tupac his life. I heard he was killed by either some Crips or I think it was some Crips that killed him, right? So the thing is, when you have that type of lifestyle being taught and preached, I think it's kind of hypocritical for these guys to be complaining about hip hop being taken over by a clown who's a fake blood. Like, well, what did you expect? It's like me trying to take the lid off Pandora's box, right? And then when things start getting crazy, I'm like, oh, this isn't right. You know, that's like, I don't know. That's like, it's a lid of snakes. There's a container with a bunch of snakes in it, right? And so I choose to go and open the container. And when I open the container, I get bit. And I'm wondering, and I'm bitching about getting bit by the snakes. Well, I mean, you open the lid, so what do you expect? You see what I'm saying? You can't open the lid and it has a sign on it. We opened that lid in the 1960s. We opened that lid with feminism. We opened that lid with getting rid of people, dogging out people for going to church and calling Christians weak and stupid. We opened that lid by embracing homosexuality and saying, do what you feel. We embrace postmodernism and Karl Marx and calling ourselves socialists. We embrace it. And then now all of a sudden, we think that we're going to have these sacred principles of hip hop. Because let's be honest, hip hop is almost a religion for a lot of people. It is. I mean, go see the movie, what is it? Brown Sugar. And you can kind of see it's almost, if you take hip hop and change it into spirituality and change it into some religion, that movie will be the same movie. It'll just be about, you know, being a fake. Think about it. That movie, you can change hip hop into a religion in that movie about Islam or Christianity, anything. And this guy and the two twins, with whatever the guys who was trying to rap about the whole his mind, they would be the damn wealth gospel preachers, and then Mos Def would be the damn real preacher, you know, the real fire and brimstone preacher, you know, that's preaching the real word of God. It's the same thing. So a lot of guys now have taken it. So my thing is, they're not holding to the tenets of your religion, and you complaining? Well, this is where it has to go. Niggas out here talking about getting high, popping drugs. Niggas out here, this dude is a known pedophile. This dude, whatever his name, Tanashi 69. This nigga put a video online of them running a train on a little girl. And y'all embrace this shit? Well, I'm sorry. I think you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? You took the lid off Pandora's box, and now we're realizing the consequences. You can't complain. I mean, let's be honest. And this is the question I ask a lot of these brothers talking about, man, these brothers disrespecting the game. I ask you this, okay, let's follow your logic. Okay, so a lot of niggas died on these streets and paid for this nigga to be out here wearing this shit. Okay, because I hear people say that all the time, right? Okay, let's understand. This dude is stupid enough, and I agree, it is stupid and disrespectful to the game. I agree with that. I'm not even gonna argue with that logic. But you weren't there to teach. A lot of us weren't there to teach the youth that want to try something like that to check it. See, he's supposed to know that if I try that, that's a death sentence. That's certain. He's supposed just like the word nigger. His whole song is nigga this, nigga that, nigga, you ain't black. But black people took the lid off. We let people come in our community because we're afraid. We don't want to go to war because the older generation that would have stopped that, a lot of those guys that are gang members and stuff that was in gangs that don't play that, you got locked. What you think selling drugs did for you? Nigga, you sold dope. So you got locked up. Yeah, you a real nigga, but now you get out and you 30, 38, 42, 50. You get out and you look at these young kids and you like, what the hell going on? Well, your ass was locked up. So, and the mama didn't know that, okay, he could wear some tight jeans. It's okay. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Maybe you not knowing somebody done touched his ass when he was a kid. You don't know what the fuck going on with it. Me as a man, it's certain shit we just don't even, you got to protect your children from. But if you're not around, certain women don't think like that. And women don't see nothing wrong with your child watching RuPaul in drag. She might like the show. She think she got gay friends and think that shit funny. She let the gay friends babysit the kids while you see shit like that. Not knowing them motherfuckers done probably been touched. But she letting them watch the kids and he touching your child and you get out and now he a gay rapper. He the gay rapper from Boondocks and you like, what the fuck? He got crazy looking ass hair. That Boondocks, when he did that shit, right? It was a joke. That's what make this shit so funny. It was a joke. Niggas was wearing halter tops and a purse with a mini skirt, and the shit was funny. But now, that's what niggas is doing. We had a song, I think we had a song called "Do the Homies" or some shit. Like, I thought it was funny, but now that's what we are. And the niggas that's complaining, shut up. I'm sorry, you can't say shit because if you a real nigga, air quotes, if you a real nigga, you was out here, you were the one that refused to stay in the community, to start businesses that were legit above the table. You refused to get your education. You refused to be a father to your child. A lot of brothers did, not all. So don't come at me with that bullshit. But 77% of black kids right now born out of wedlock, and even if a child is born out of wedlock, that doesn't mean you can't be a father. Like that's. But I'm sorry when you see the generation saying shit like this. I think this guy Lil Yachty, I'm gonna go find the video if I can. If I can't, I'm sorry. But there was a comment Lil Yachty made that I just thought was bullshit. Check this out. If I can't find it, I'm sorry. Okay?
All the old ass niggas talking about how it needs to stay the same. Let me talk on this real quick. See, I feel like all these old ass niggas need to stop hating on the young youth because we're doing old is fucking old.
Old is when you hating.
Old is when you hating. Yeah, like I feel like honestly, people need to just suck it up and understand that rap ain't the same no more. I don't have to spit a fucking Code 16 no more. Fuck that shit, bro. If I want to make some turn shit, bro, if I want to say, yeah, the whole track, and it turned up people because the beat turned, then fuck it. I'm making.
But Lil Yachty basically was interviewed, and they asked him, hey, man, about bars and stuff, and he was like, man, I just don't give a fuck, man. I'm just going to turn up, man, and this. First of all, Lil Yachty sounds suspect. Sound like he a damn, I'm sorry, he sound like he been biting a pillow. He just does, right? That's number one. Number two, this nigga talking about he has no reverence for bars. See, when I was growing up, I heard people, like, I remember Fab Five Freddy being in the club and they having battles, and Fab Five Freddy is up there and dudes is on the stage battling each other, talking about who could spit the best bars, and you know, Big Daddy Kane was there, and they would have contests and shit. And I'm talking about that's what MTV used to give us, Yo MTV Raps, and we would sit there and people would say, I'm the best MC lyrical, you know what I'm saying? Rap Prime Minister, some say Sinister. It's not like, that's what I used to hear when I was growing up, like real shit. Well, I mean, you get up now and these cats grew up to Soulja Boy. They was kids. They was toddlers when Soulja Boy came out. They was toddlers when a lot of this whack shit started hitting. And then all of a sudden Chief Keef hit. And Chief Keef, the glorification of just, I'm sorry, that nigga's the glorification of the unholy trinity to me. Like, that nigga is the damn false prophet and beast rolled up into one. Like, as far as the image that he portrays. I'm sorry. That's the way I look at this kid. And niggas love him. Talking about killing, laughing about a nigga getting killed and shit. 50 Cent, great example. 50 Cent, because 50 came out, right? And I saw this the other day and I thought this was fucked up. But this is the generation, these are the people we're dealing with. Rick Ross, let's go back and look at this, and it's the end of the video. Now, Rick Ross, for those of y'all that don't know, is in the hospital fighting for his life. Some people said he was on life support. Like, he was that fucked up. He was unresponsive, slob, feces all on himself, body. I think he just had a seizure or a heart attack when they found him. So Rick Ross is in the hospital. 50 Cent goes up and puts all these like comments talking grease about this dude while he might die. Now, this is the thing. I fear God too much to talk about a man when he's sick on his deathbed or maybe on his deathbed fighting for his life. I cannot like you. You could, and I got niggas I really don't like. I do. I got niggas that, I really don't like. I got niggas that at one time in my life, if somebody had killed them, I'd have been like, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. But I still wouldn't have been happy and glorifying it and laugh, almost like gleeful that the guy is sick and in the hospital fighting for his life. But this is 50 Cent. Now, 50 Cent ain't even part of that generation that I'm talking about, the new generation per se. But 50 Cent is another example of irreverence. Because let's not forget how the 50 Cent beef even started in the first place. 50 Cent would literally bait hot rappers. If you had any type of buzz going, 50 wanting to get buzz would say something about you on a song or just, and people wouldn't take the bait. And Rick Ross took the bait. And I'll never forget the interview where 50 was saying, yeah, I'm finna end his career. He took the bait. So let's follow the logic. Okay. You started with him, right? He wants to defend this dignity, honor, whatever. So he responds and he says something back to you, right? Then because he said something back to you, you get mad, you go and take his baby mama and you get her on tape and you film her and you up there like you a pimp and you laughing about it while some niggas drilling her out, right? She didn't give you permission to do this. So in turn, she sues you, right? She wins. I think she won 20 million, something like that from him. You file bankruptcy saying you broke, you know, and you know, as much as you may not like Rick Ross, you went and took pictures out in front of his mom's house. Like, you getting on some real street shit. You see what I'm saying? Stupidity. So I'm sorry, I could see 50 Cent's offspring or a guy who thinks like 50 Cent, his offspring, what do you think they're gonna be worth? And I know a lot of people love 50 Cent because of his business things he's done. I'm just telling you, 50 Cent, I could see 50 Cent, somebody with a father who does stupid shit like that. What do you expect? If your dad is the type of guy who will sit there and laugh at a dude on his deathbed, probably, I mean, what do you expect? Now, 50 Cent is a bad example because he has hundreds of millions, supposedly, and everybody's saying he's rich. And so he's on a different stratosphere as far as things. But what I'm saying is, there was a Generation X, which is my generation, we fucked up. And the generation prior, which they call the civil rights generation, they're saying they messed up, but it was a lot of things they did right. And we took what little we did right and what they did right and destroyed it. And now what little we do right, this next generation of millennials, they're destroying it. People grew up watching Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy are destroying things, right? And then when you get next to the next generation, which I don't know what they're going to be called, but whatever the next generation is going to be called, they're going to sit and say, damn, this generation is fucked up. They didn't do this. I mean, what do you suspect? They don't give a damn. I mean, look, Lil Yachty literally sat there and said, man, I don't give a damn. I just want to, just turn up. I don't give a damn about no bars. I don't give a damn. Why? When was the day that you would ever see a rapper say that and survive and still be able to make music? When? Vanilla Ice came out too early, people. They destroyed Vanilla Ice because they said he didn't write his own rhymes. If he came out today, Vanilla Ice, look at Drake. Drake don't even write his own rhymes. Nothing's sacred. We love Drake, God's plan. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, you get rid of morals. And I'm not saying that the moral foundation or fabric shaped hip hop. No, I'm not saying that. Those are two separate things, but the correlation is so close, where hip hop being a religion and faith being, faith being what faith is, it's so closely related. And so when people complain about, well, he's not staying to the principles of true hip hop, I'm sitting like, well, what do you expect? Because when I've been told that nothing's sacred in life, why would I hold hip hop sacred? But not if I don't hold the Lord sacred, if I don't hold, someone dying sacred, if I don't hold, selling drugs, I don't hold it sacred. I sell drugs to my friend's mama and made her give me head. And I actually saw this for real. I know niggas who really slept with one of my homeboys' moms. She was on drugs. And this nigga told me how good she was in bed and all that. Like this my homeboy mom. Like and when I say mom, I'm talking about when I was about a toddler. I remember her, like as a grown woman doing certain things. So to me, that was the utmost disrespect to hear a nigga say something like that about my homeboy mama. See what I'm saying? And I said, man, that's fucked up. You shouldn't say that. Like, man, it's true though. It's true. Man, she did this. She did this. She did it. And I'm like, damn. But I'm just saying, like, as I sit and listen to this shit, I'm thinking to myself, damn. I mean, what y'all niggas expect though? Nothing. I mean, when you don't have standards. So hip hop can't have standards either. If a woman can be gay, if a nigga could be gay and look, I'm not saying to be the gay police. What I'm saying is if you could be gay and accept that as equal to being heterosexual and you don't see nothing wrong with it, then you've destroyed the moral fabric of the country, of the black community. You've destroyed it. You've taken it. Nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred. So I'm sorry, hip hop is not, exempt from that. Hip hop is the same thing. Y'all have a good day. Let me go on in this gym.